Hi, I'm Wendy Dawson, the president of the Melbourne Business Network. Joining me is Stephen Holloway, who is the managing director of Chatham Square Consulting. Stephen, thank you so much for being part of the Melbourne Business Network, but more importantly, one of the sponsors for our business awards. What can you tell me about why it's so important to support small business?
Well, firstly, it's great to be with you, Wendy, and great to see you again. Um, yeah, I mean, I think, well, it's important, I suppose, as a business, we actually qualify as a small business, believe it or not, Chatham Square Consulting. Been in business for about 5 years now.
Hmm.
But I mean, I think I've acknowledged that small business is important to the economy. In fact, before our chat, I did a bit of research, checked the Australian Banking Association website, and they describe small business as the lifeblood of the economy, which I think is true.
Very
And the
true.
stats,
Very
yeah,
true.
and I think as you say at your monthly networking events, it's the small guy that counts. And I think the stats showed that of the 2.6 million businesses here in Australia, 98% are small to medium enterprises.
Very true. Yes. And they're the ones that are actually, impacted most by what happens with the ebbs and flow of the economy, the tax changes, the changes to our labor workforce labor laws. So yeah, it's a community that needs a lot of uplift, and that's why I guess I support it, and you do as
Yeah,
well. But more
yeah.
specifically, you're a sponsor for one of our key awards, which is the Young Entrepreneur. And clearly, you are a young entrepreneur yourself. So tell me about
Yes.
why you gravitated to that award category.
Yes, I don't know how many years young, but yes, no,
Nobody's
I
judging.
think I think for us, it was just probably seeing an investment in the future. I think the young entrepreneur, they're the ones who are up and coming, and will sort of show us the way. I think, I mean, from a small business perspective, they're the ones that generally uh, provide the innovation and the enterprise that looks at different ways in unlocking value to clients and to customers. So, I mean, it's great to be seen. I think over the last 4 years now, it's our fourth year, but in the preceding years, these young business people trying to make a way for themselves, and we've had some success stories as well.
Yeah, it is. The like a number have gone on to do great things, and then
Yeah,
sadly a few of them have just fallen away to the wayside because starting a business is tough, and I guess that's why we look to support them as best we can.
yeah,
Which leads me a little bit to optimism. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm very passionate about optimism and making it a way of life and stepping towards it and choosing optimism. And just recently, the University of Sydney Business School put out some research around optimism. And I guess I'm just asking all of the sponsors a little bit to reflect on, your industry or your award category, or even a little bit of the future of business in Australia, where the role that you see optimism playing. So, what are your thoughts on that, Stephen?
yes. To be optimistic, I think if some people who know me, I always try and be a cup half full kind of guy. You're always sort of trying to see the brighter side of life. But yeah, I mean, I think in the context of the award, the Young Entrepreneur Award, I think what I've found during my professional career, working with younger people, they have a natural enthusiasm and energy about themselves. Sometimes they don't know how deep the water is, so they go forth. And I think that attitude, that mindset to challenge the status quo, look at things differently, rubs off on you. And I think I find a lot of positivity that comes out of the younger people. And I think, yeah, so there's optimism for the future, I think. And
Oh, great.
yeah, and I suppose to get a bit somewhat philosophical, the Australian author Richard Flanagan once wrote, and to paraphrase it, he said, a happy person has no past. An unhappy person has nothing else. So by inference, if you think about the future, if you think about what lies ahead, you must have an underlying sense of optimism. Anyway,
Mm.
that's a bit of a different perspective.
Oh, it's great though, but it's true, and I think that there is a lot of there are a lot of challenges in life, and I think it's
Yeah,
about how you actually approach them, to tackle them, to get through them, go under them, around
yeah,
them, what have you.
exactly.
And for me, optimism is just foundational to everything. So it doesn't mean everything's rosy and peachy at present. It just means that that you will get through this. So anyway, thank you so much, Stephen. I look forward to having the applications for the Young Entrepreneur Award. And once again, thank you so much for supporting the Melbourne Business Network. We couldn't do it without you.
No, thank you again, Wendy, and thank you for the good work of you and your team.
Thank you so much.